Yehovah Svaot Elohim, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and cover me, and lead me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts in mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. 2 Kings chapter 11. When Athaliah, the mother of Achaziah, saw that her son was dead, she set about destroying the entire royal family. But Yehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Achaziah, took Joash, the son of Achaziah, and stole him away from among the princes who were being slaughtered. She took him and his nurse, sequestered them in a bedroom, and hid them from Athaliah, so that he was not killed. He remained hidden with his nurse in the house of Yehovah for 6 years. During this time, Athaliah ruled the land. In the 7th year, Yehoiada summoned the captains of 100-men platoons. Of both of Kiri and the guard, he brought them into the house of Yehovah, made an agreement with them, and had them swear to it in the house of Yehovah. Then he showed them the king's sons and gave them this instruction. Here is what you are to do. You are of you who come on duty on Shabbat, a third, normally, guards the royal palace. A third is at the Shur gate, and a third is at the gate behind the guards. The first third is to continue guarding the palace and serve as a barrier, while the other 2 groups of you who come on duty on Shabbat will guard the house of Yehovah, where the king is. You are to surround the king, each man with his weapons in his hand. Anyone who penetrates the ranks is to be killed. Stay with the king whenever he leaves or enters. The captains over hundreds did exactly as Yehoiada the Kohen ordered. Each took his men, those coming on duty on Shabbat and those going off duty on Shabbat, and came to Yehoiada the Kohen. The Kohen issued to the captains of hundreds the spears and shields that had been King David's and kept in the house of Yehovah. The guards then took possessions of each man with his weapons in his hand, from the right side of the house to the left side of the house, alongside the exterior of the house, and around the king. Then he brought out the king's son, crowned him, gave him a copy of the testament, and thus made him king. They anointed him, clapped their hands, and shouted, "Long live the king!" When Athaliah heard the shouting of the guard and the people, she entered the house of Yehovah where the people were, looked and saw the king standing there on the platform in keeping with the rule, with the leaders and trumpets next to the king. All the people of the land were celebrating and blowing the trumpets. At this, Athaliah tore her clothes and cried, "Treason! Treason!" Yehoiada the Kohen ordered the captains of hundreds, the army officers, escort her out past the ranks of guards. But anyone who follows her, kill with the sword. For the Kohen had said she must not be put to death in the house of Yehovah. So they took her by force and led her through the horses' entry to the royal palace. And there she was put to death. Yehoiada made a covenant between Yehovah, the king, and the people, that they would be Yehovah's people, and a covenant between the king and the people. Then all the people of the land went to the house of Baal and broke it down. They completely smashed its altars and images and killed Matan, the priest of Baal, in front of the altars. Next, the Kohen appointed officers over the house of Yehovah. He took the captains of hundreds, the carry, the guards, and all the people of the land, and they brought the king down from the house of Yehovah, going by way of the gate of the guards to the royal palace. There he sat on the throne of the kings. All the people of the land celebrated, and at last the city was quiet. That is how they killed Atalia with the sword at the royal palace. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this 11th chapter of 2 Kings? We can aim for unity and peace, protect the unprotected, trust that Yehova is a strong tower, rest on Shabbat, guard the house of Yehova, do exactly as Yehova orders, protect the chosen of Yehova, remember the covenant of Yehova, serve Yehova only and wholeheartedly. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can aim for unity and peace. Bear one another's burdens. We can protect the chosen of Yehova. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehova will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehova will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehova will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and set in place all you need to be whole and complete.